Oh yeah, the 5 titty locks. Forgot. Can we get 5 titty cats in here? Prime now sponsored by Starburst? I wish. Fuck. I fucking love Starburst. It might be my favorite candy. Yeah, hell yeah. 5 titty cats. Hey, Metal, welcome. Okay. Right. Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's just not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know that there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can't undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're one to talk with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go and get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly... There's no telling what sort of mistakes you can make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. I think I'm missing 3 emotes, possibly. I don't actually know. I was looking at it today and I was like, I don't know how many there are. I guess now I know there's 25, but yeah. I'm pretty sure someone's told me that. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in the corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can get, if I can't help solve some of these bothersome puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Okay. Hold on. Can I investigate everything here again? Yeah, because I have a new sidekick, I guess? Kinda. Let's see. Okay. Look at those wafer-thin mattresses. I'm sorry, Phoenix Wright. Wafer-thin? This is the same... No, okay. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only 1 lock, but now there's 5 of them. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like these before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psyche lock. I wonder if these locks are guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. Secret titties. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried. I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the secret cavern was alright, but... But what? And I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put on the secret cavern's door, and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Korean tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks? I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Hey! Bikini? Maybe. Hello, Legendary Frank. Welcome. It was you, Kid Boo? Yeah? Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Titty cat. Hello, plans. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Isn't there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are hundreds of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination with each one, I could remove them. But... it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. We've got to wait another day? Hang in there, Maya. You're gonna have to call in your inner strength now. Still think Von Karma likes Phoenix. I think so too. Oh good! I'm glad she met her goal! She hit 100 followers? I'm so glad, because... I'm so excited to see her play Alien Isolation! Do you know when that's happening? Does anyone know when that's happening? Does she have a date yet for that? Okay. Night of the crime. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. Next Saturday. Okay. So not the one, yeah, maybe. I think I'm around for that. Yes. Cool. Nice. There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in your room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. That you were seen that same evening at the Inner Temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple, too. Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the Inner Temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Three titty locks! Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Okay. 8 titty locks. Okay, let's go. Okay, I don't think we can do anything else here. Let's go, I'm finally getting to the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Maya's gotta be inside the Sacred Cavern. She just gotta be. I hate feeling so useless. It's driving me nuts. But I need to look for clues so I'm ready when we finally get her out of there. I can't read it very well, but I think that sign says Inner Temple on it. Or maybe it says Training Hall. No. Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it says the Bridge of Dawn. I really should get back to work. On the other side of that little gate is the garden. Edgeworth is probably still in there, crying softly to himself. Oh. I guess we better hug it out and talk about what he's uncovered so far. Oh, let's go. Oh, hold on. Let's slide. Free the titties. Bless those new followers. My old nemesis, Titty Locks. We meet again. Very good. There's something strange about this incinerator. I'm sure there was snow on it the first time I saw it. That, and the door's open. Someone's been burning something, that's for sure. It's a shame there isn't a trace of what's left inside. Or what it was... Trace of what it was left in... What? Oh, what it was left in... Okay. I got confused. Okay. Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Looks like one of the cakes someone left as an offering is missing, though. I guess Gumshoe couldn't resist the poor guy. That's an anchor for one of the wires that used to hold up the bridge. I guess it must have snapped during the fire. Can we look at the bridge? Okay. You can see Dusky Bridge from here, and it feels like an unusually long bridge to me. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire. In other words, no one has crossed in either direction since the night of the murder. Which means that scene in the Inner Temple's garden couldn't have been set up by someone. Let's go to the garden? Go hug it out with Edgeworth? The cops are still combing the place. They look pretty nervous. I'd be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Hey, don't you dare run away. What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Go on, laugh away. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. You went back to the criminal affairs department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. A little lantern, a little statue. It's small, but the whole place is incredibly well kept. There's just one thing that's troubling me. Everything else is covered in snow or frozen over. But the ice in this bowl has been broken by someone. Maybe one of the detectives washed their face in it or something? Don't be ridiculous, Wright. No detective would be that careless at a crime scene. He's really angry. I better not say it was Gumshoe or his salary he's gonna pay. These are torches of the Naked Flame variety. Is that what those are called? Naked Flame torches? I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains. According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder. Now one of the other plan's names is going to show up in chat. How come we never see them all at the same time? So I can't remember whose stream it was. It might have been Casual Slam Jam. But at one point, this one person comes in, and they follow him, whatever. And they're like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, good night. And then they show up with the same username, but it says bed on the end of it. and they had a Twitter account, or a Twitch account for, like, when they were in bed versus, like, everywhere else. And I thought that was really funny. Yeah. I mentioned that earlier on someone else's stream. But yeah, it's one of my favorite, like, username goofs. Prince of Tennis. I've never seen that. According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder. Well, Maya was training up here, so there's nothing strange about that. Except, apparently they don't light up these torches for training sessions. Huh? I heard that too much light isn't conducive to spiritual training. Oh, I didn't know that. Why is this the only area with no snow? Someone must have cleared it away. What other explanation is there? Of course, I played the what-if game as well. But when I asked our trusty bungler, Detective Gumshoe, he said it wasn't him. I suppose Edgeworth has a point. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason to do so. I just can't imagine what reason that would be. I suppose you've noticed that Maya's name is written on this lantern. It's pretty hard to miss, you know. It's written in Miss Donham's blood. She was probably forced up against the lantern by the killer. Then with her back against the lantern, she wrote that name with her finger. That's why it's written upside down. You think the victim wrote this herself? Isn't that the obvious conclusion? But why would she write Maya's name? I don't think that's something I want to discuss with you. Okay, nothing else here, so let's talk. You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things couldn't have been planted here after the murder. But surely, you don't suspect... Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect, Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? So, I guess you still haven't gotten over your fear of earthquakes. That's a rude thing to just... Okay. No. Though, thankfully, my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. Yes, I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and passed out. That's when it happened. That single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. It's been more than 17 years now. And that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there. But... it was such a shock. I never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer for my sake. And not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think. So no more of the self-pity, okay? Why didn't you say that out loud, Phoenix? You have 30k in points? What? Uh-oh. That's gonna be bad for me. There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. No, not somewhere. I feel like I'd seen her in court before. You're not far behind. Oh my god. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do, like, drinking again on Friday. Well, I'm gonna get a beer. I'm gonna drink a good beer. So I'll probably... it'll be like 3 beers, though, probably. I'm assuming. Okay. Not somewhere. I feel I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I'd ever worked on. And I was right. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago? It was my first appearance in court. And, as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be the crucial piece of evidence that's... or, the crucial piece of the puzzle that solves this case. The woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. She had nothing to do with Iris and Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. Can I do that right now? Is that something I can present? Not yet. Okay, I guess I'm coming back here later. Okay. Yeah, let's go get some more information from some other people, I guess. Yeah, I can present Iris. I feel like I have to present the other person, though, who's not Iris. Let me see. Apparently, Iris was taken in by the sisters here at the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me. Edgeworth went back to the Criminal Affairs Department to look... I keep saying Criminal Affairs because I'm mixing department with affairs. Criminal Affairs Department to look up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Yeah, no, I still can't. Okay, let's go. Let's go somewhere else. Go back across the bridge. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down this path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Oh, Mr. Nick! Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the loser's shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we find comfort in each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Maurice did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're gonna go gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes over a miserable little campfire. Fire camp. So stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't he try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? We'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. What a hentai. Oh shit, you got Ghost Girl Blue emotes. Oh my god, I can't believe I just... Ghost Girl Blues emotes. There's an S on the end of her name. Okay. Lori's actually, let's do some exploring first. Examining, sorry, that is the word. Yeah, she did a really good job on them. Look at this graffiti scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get a pretty good likeness. Okay, see you guys soon. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art of sorts. I've already... Okay, this is the same dialogue then. Let's talk to Pearls. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potatoes forevermore. What am I gonna do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw at all, so I think it's really amazing. See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting the flames to look like that, you know. It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew, I'm telling you. Iris really flew that night. But Mr. Lorese... Not you two. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase. I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. But I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. And it looks like I don't have any choice but to take his sketch at face value. Hey, what's with the look of doubt on your face? Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Stoneham's room reading a book together. But Miss Stoneham was murdered, and you, Pearls, were at the inner temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. Oh my god. Five more titty locks. I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What? Her powers have disappeared? Okay, these can't be titty locks. No. Psyche locks. But I liked how they were all, like, on a halo, like, above her head. I thought that was cute. Instead of, like, all the other ones that are, like, across everyone. What do you mean that your power has disappeared, Pearls? Yeah. It's all over for me. Spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at Hazakura Temple? Tried but failed, perhaps? Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. It was really cruel of you. Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her psyche locks to get the truth out of her. Which I totally can't do yet. Like, there's no way I can. Let's go. Just leave her crying there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pearls. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere? I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Okay. Main hall. Oh no, she's scared. What's wrong? Well, what's the damage? How is the sacred cavern? It looks like it survived. But we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the sacred cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Korean tradition. We have Iris at the Sacred Cavern trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh yes, we were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Korean disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Elise... No, I mean, Mystic Misty arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said... Someone is trying to destroy the Korean tradition's main family line. I am here to put a stop to them. Someone was trying to destroy the main family line? There is only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Korean, and her daughters, the main family. All other mediums become branch member families with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed throughout history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. It's fucked up! Is the power of the Master worth this much is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? Man, is there nothing else I can examine? Laughably large, yep. Okay, it's the same. Yep, same dialogue. It's just because there was a save point and it erased all of the things I looked at. All the progress. Okay. Like, sometimes it won't, but then, because it's usually because there's, like, new dialogue because you're traveling with a different person, but sometimes the dialogue doesn't change. You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. In that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Mask case, and during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me. Thanks to Maya, Mia's always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. Yeah, I love Titty Cat as well. It's so good. The crane technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. That's a good handy. Yeah. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you'd be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? People don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake? You know exactly. It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she is? I'm sure the records still exist if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 incident? I knew it! Eye tracker seemed to get stuck on the words in front of the tits. Yeah, because I looked at them and I was like, fuck, I have an eye tracker on. I can't do that. And I panicked. The DL6 incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney on that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world had ever seen the Korean tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media. The public, the judiciary, can't say it. The people of Korean Village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And then she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Misty Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Jujube? Jujube? Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Korean tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? The spiritual power of the Korean channeling technique is in the blood. Maya told me the exact same thing before. We, the women of the Fae clan, have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit the power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. But with each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. And it's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life. As a result. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her own mother, Mystic Misty, as she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing the rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right. Mystic Faye, Misty Faye had an elder sister, too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you possibly know. Yes, this bitch. Morgan? There's a name I know well. It's been a year ago now at Maya's home, Korean Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must have already realized that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris got to do with any of this? That Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. What? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Shit. As anyone who hasn't played this before, does anyone know that? That was a good reveal. I was trying not to spoil that the entire time I was playing. Okay. Well, I need a starburst break. To know that I'd have to be paying attention. Yep. There's also a bunch of story, like, from the entire game leading up to this point. Garlic, yeah! Plot thickens. So, Iris is Morgan Fay's daughter. Here we go. Which means that Iris is also Pearl's sister. Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Fay's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you've met one of Mystic Morgan's daughters already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Fay. But I always thought she was an only child. You jest! That child? She's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Yes. Ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was done to set Pearls up as the next master. More titty glances. They both spilled the tea. Yep, how soap opera. I need to reconnect to my IRC client because it's not updating. Disconnect. And yeah, we reconnected. Cool. Maybe. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Fish breaks. So the tea and the Kool-Aid. Oh man. Man, I love Kool-Aid. Make some Kool-Aid. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. What? Twin sister? Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. There's more fucking tea to spill, they're not done. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. I am wearing lipstick. Have I smudged it? No, I'm okay. Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It wasn't many years later that Korean's reputation hit an all-time low. Starburst residue! Oh, thanks. Oh, shit. If you're making tea, can you make me hot chocolate? Actually, I can make hot chocolate. Just let me know when it's ready, and I will mix the milk and everything. Okay. At least not on your teeth. Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm good. Share? I would share if I could. We don't have teleporters, though. I'm sorry, guys. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. That's fucking rude. Holy shit. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. In the end, he remarried, and that's when it happened. He decided to give one of his girls up, to be looked after us. Or, looked after by us here at the temple. That was Iris, you see. What's this thing on your desk, then? You don't put... Yeah, I put milk in my hot chocolate. It makes it richer. I use lactose-free milk. That was Iris, you see. My favorite alternate milk, though, I think is coconut milk. If I had to pick one, coconut milk, I think, is my favorite. That was Iris, you see. It's unbelievable. If Iris had a twin sister... Or has a twin sister. Could it be? Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris's sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. A jeweler. Thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearls had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband. But even that couldn't destroy her dream of a child of hers, that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. He was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens! But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a bit. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. From other people. Let's see. Godiva brand is best made with milk. They were sold out of that. I had to get, like, generic, like... It's not No Name. I actually can't remember. Might be, like, Carnation. But I like, usually when, like, something like that calls for water, I usually use milk. Like, especially, like, if you're baking, like, a cake, like a box cake, you always want to replace the water with milk, because it just tastes better. It makes it a bit more, like, thick and rich. I imagine this is about to get looted. Yeah, I like the nut milks. Just want to remind you that you're a bitch. Nice. I can't wait to see you play Alien Isolation. On the hardest difficulty. Know who the other sister is, but I'm not gonna say it. Shh, no spoilers. Do I have her profile now? Okay, good. Cool. Nightmare mode, nightmare mode. I have not tried hemp milk. Free chocolate all the time, half price dipped strawberries. Fucking nice. I love chocolate dipped strawberries. Those are so good. Hey, Che. Yeah, I feel like I need to try hemp milk. I don't have it available at, like... I could probably find it at the grocery store. I should try it. Yogurt milk is good? Yeah, a lot of yogurt is, lactose-free. It's by nature, I think. No natural what? Let's move. We're gonna go to... We haven't been in the courtyard. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? What tune am I supposed to be singing that to? No motive, no crime. No motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Karain. Ooh, I love my job. Oh. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Oh, grocers. Yes, probably. Yes, I do know of a few that I could go to. There's one by my gym. The investigator investigates for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would have never guessed that Gumshoe was into reggae. Is that what he was? Okay. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Hey, pal. Huh? Who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So what are you up to, detective? Chocolate hemp milk, ooh. It's actually ska. I love ska too. I went to a ska show the end of November. It was a good time. There was like a million fucking ska bands there. I finally got to see Big D and the Kids Table and I was so happy. And Planet Smashers and Goldfinger, and it was really good. I know, crime, way to rub it in. Sorry. So what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon? That barbed sword thing turned out to be a false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. Doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. But I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place at the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is if you don't find Maya down that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. Is he supposed to be American? I think he's supposed to, I don't think so. No, there are characters in this game that have been, like, very clearly, like, American. Like, to the point where it's a little bit offensive. I don't think Gumshoe's supposed to be American. But this whole game takes place in, like, some weird Japan, America, like, world. Japanifornia. Oh yeah, and the Canadian judge, yeah. I think everyone calls it... What is it? Shit. Yeah, Japanifornia? It's weird. Okay. Eagle Land. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? You got me. I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What did he mean by that? Okay, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do some examining first. Motherfucker! The Shishido. It's there in Mystic Amy's right hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. The main gate's on the other side of that stone wall. The difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep this hillside is. And that's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. Is it possible that Miss Donan was pushed from the top of the wall? I've already... Okay, this is all the same stuff. About that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. And all I find is some burnt up old letter. Burnt up old letter? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the Inner Temple. Yep, I also yeah, busting a nut, exactly. Yep. Yeah, did you guys catch me pause there? The incinerator. I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. Is that how you get the nut milk? Yeah, definitely. But after the incident, the snow had melted away. Which means someone used the incinerator on that night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? I've got it right here if you want to take a look. Detective Dick Strict Gumshoe's nut milk. Oh, God. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it.
It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it's got no relation to the case.
Spirit mediums? Burnt letter added to the court record. Why have I never put angel wings on the dead emote? That's actually a very good... That's a very good emote combination. It's gotta be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I'd better give it a good looking over and some serious thought.
Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal.
Titty cat. Can I look at this letter? Careful, once night falls, should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit, leave everything up to her. Her name is, she is our, the whole, here's a picture of her, use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is, burn the, also make, tell anyone about this letter. Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring out our vengeance to fruition. 50% neck, 50% ass. That's one of my favorite, like, memes. That was the best part. I think that's actually the reason why I liked Resident Evil 5 so much. Like, it was better than any of the other co-op games I played with Ignorant Spoon. Although, you know, at the beginning, a lot of 6 was pretty fun. I should have fucking continued 6. That game is really bad, though. So what do you know about the real murder weapon so far?
Well, it wasn't the Shishichito that was found impaled in the victim's body.
Because it was so bad it was good? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what it was. So you could stare at your sister. No. There was no character's sister in Resident Evil 5.
Well, it wasn't,
I'm not reading that word again.
Mr. Edgeworth proved that in court today.
Yes, that's true.
In which case, it must have been another blade.
And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, huh?
Yeah, man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken.
No chicken bappy.
We've got the feather of forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this.
Secret weapon? What secret weapon? What's the secret weapon of yours?
You wanna know? You gotta think scientifically, okay?
Alright.
The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far?
No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart.
So, what's the perfect tool for a job? Ta-da! A metal detector!
Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away.
Well, you want to give scientific investigation a go?
Why didn't he lend us his fishing pole? Or his dog? Fucking hormones. Oh no. He's doing bull stuff to me. Scream. That's a good quote. I wish that was a clip.
Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try?
I don't know. Should I help Detective Gumshoe out or not?
Yes? Come on, pal, it's good fun, I'm telling you.
Alright then. I guess I'll give it a go.
Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget. The absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it.
Oh, bother.
So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon's around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first, let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector signal bouncing off of something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look-see. Looky-see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you've hit something metallic. And when that happens, press the A button to give the area a good, hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight, too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Fuck! That Shishido next to the golden statue wasn't the real murder weapon, pal. Yeah, I know. I just thought I'd check it anyway. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do you know about that sword? It's supposed to represent the multiple branches that life can take, all ending as one. Yes, I heard something about that. You know what I think about sometimes? What kind of life I'd be leading had I not joined the homicide division. You think about that kind of stuff, detective? Of course I do. I think about it a lot. Me as a traffic cop. Me as a detention officer. Me as the Blue Badger. There's something to be said about the humor value of Gumshoe as the Blue Badger. This looks like a wallet? Uh-huh! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. Then how come the metal detector picked it up? Must be because of the bell, I guess. Oh, Gumshoe. It's just a pair of skis. Nothing useful for our case here. I'm actually pretty good on skis, you know, pal. I love to fly down the slopes with my coat fluttering in the wind. Really? I had no idea. How good are you, then? Well, I'm better on skis than I am on skates, but not as good as when I'm on a snowboard. That's a pretty detailed answer. Oh, but you know what I'm best at. Making mashed potatoes and gravy. The guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. We better get back to the investigation. Oh, did you make me hot chocolate? Thank you. Can I get whipped cream? Hope you're not in too much pain. Yeah, yeah.
Which one?
The regular whipped cream. Give you these, but also, hold on, let me just... Alright guys, I need a ridiculous amount of whipped cream. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me to a beverage. I'm doing it right. Yeah. Thanks to Great Newtons for that beverage. I wanted whipped cream on the hot chocolate. I needed a ton of it. Oh, this is really good. Yum. It's still pretty hot. But my whipped cream's gonna melt if I don't drink it. Yo, I will 100% eat a mug full of whipped cream. Are you serious? I love whipped cream. It's the only thing I like about cold weather is drinking hot drinks. I'm sorry, this is now a mukbang stream. I'm wearing lipstick, oops. They do make them year-round, but I don't like drinking hot drinks in the summer. A mug band stream. Yeah, mug bang. Mug bang. Ugh. Okay. Should have whipped cream on my face. Here we go. With titty cats and hot chocolate. Tits and hot chocolate. The guy's losing it. Must be the altitude. We better get back to the investigation. Oh my god, stop. Okay. Yes! We're getting the ladder thing. Look, a ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them firmly in the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you can miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Yeah, Ghost Girl Blues is really, really great at Dark Souls. She's like my favorite Dark Souls streamer. She is a pro, and I'm so happy that she is around to help me out during my streams. Taking advice from a guy's job who you're doing for him, yeah. Oh, here we go. This is Miss Donham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. The detector's reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, alright. I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that the thing's causing a racket. Here, let me take a look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Ah! The top's coming off! Look what you've done! You damaged a really important piece of evidence. Ah! That's a sword? Inside the staff? Is this... could it be? The murder weapon? I'd never guess there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. Dun dun dun! They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was the inner temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey, Gumshoe. Who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. It doesn't look like there are any traces of blood on it. And I guess this isn't the murder weapon, huh? No, no, no. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length as the Shishito, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna go run over to forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Huh? What is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know.
You're gonna go get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a little while?
Huh? What are you talking about, pal?
Please. Just until we find Maya.
Maya? What's this got to do with her?
I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach.
Oh, how so?
Look, Maya's trapped inside the sacred cavern right now, and... well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel.
Yeah, you don't think... Maya's been murdered.
Please, detective, let's just wait until we can get inside the sacred cavern.
You're looking kind of Viridian there. Okay, just stop it with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick, let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished.
I understand.
This is just a regular, run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you take good care of it, pal.
Thank you, detective.
Don't worry. She'll be fine.
Gumshoe.
You know, there's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal?
Sure, thanks. I can't help but wonder, though. What was Elise Donim doing with a staff like this in the first place? Okay. Gumshoe asked you on a date. Yeah, I did. Well, me and Maya. Let's go. Is there anything else I should present? Hold on, can I present that? Give me a second. Drink refill, stay hydrated. No, okay. Yeah, he probably doesn't know about the twins. I'm trying to think where I should go next. I guess, like... I now have... Okay, let's go talk to Edgeworth. Let's go talk to Edgeworth. Everyone else has locks on them, right? And Edgeworth doesn't yet. Where is he? I was expecting Larry and Pearls to be here. I guess they must have gone to collect firewood. I suppose I'll have to check back later. Where was hold on. Where was Edgeworth? Oh, he's in the garden. He's in the garden. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Iris had a twin sister?
What? A twin? You can't be serious.
Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is she didn't know the name of this twin.
There was nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked.
Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Go into Gumshoe's mind. If you do, you get lost there forever. I love Gumshoe. Apparently her sister was raised by her father. A jeweler, I think?
A jeweler? Right. I just might know who this twin sister of hers is.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right?
Yes, exactly.
Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right?
Yeah, you know about that case? You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. On the same bridge. Fruit punch. Sounds good. I like fruit punch a lot. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. And 5 years after that, she murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister? Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. The woman who tried to kill me. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? What language are you trying to learn, Che? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. Japanese nice. What? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest, only to historians, so to speak. Dahlia's dead! What do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right, I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to the persistence of Mia Fey. Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Okay. At the time, Dahlia... It's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since that guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But, do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead, and once someone is dead, there is no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. Seems you're not aware of one other connection yet, Wet Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? She's Morgan Fey, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Crane channeling technique. Did you say Crane channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. Yeah, we know this! Phoenix more than anyone else knows this! I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master of her channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth. Go to the police records room, it's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case files, and you'll know. Of course. How could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth. You'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Korean channeling technique is real. Is that a threat? Should we try to do this? Let's see. Take that! Oops, sorry. Can we get 3 titty locks here? Sorry, titty cats. We got 3 titty locks. We need 3 titty cats. I think it's time you told the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room in Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be the truth?
Yes, that's where I was.
Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me too, but I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. Hello, Tech G Gamer, welcome. I'm Metroid Crime. I'm doing some voice acting for this game. This is Ace Attorney, or Phoenix Wright. We're more than halfway through the very final case of the game. Okay. The other person that saw you on the night of the murder is Sister Bikini. I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Break those psycho locks.
Sister Bikini.
Her testimony in court today was very clear.
That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple.
Sister Bikini didn't just try to see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there at the inner temple on the night of the murder.
That's very impressive, Mr. Wright.
1 down.
The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early so I wouldn't be late.
What time was that?
Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So, I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think.
I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you.
Huh?
Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Hold on. When did I see Iris? Fuck, when did she... Before lights out. Lights out is 10. I'm trying to think if this is it. Give me a second. You yourself testified to the contrary. Don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night.
Ah.
Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen at the main hall by the most reliable witness I have.
Who's that?
Me.
Mr. Wright.
We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten.
No, that's right. I remember.
And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. Oh my god. Wintermute, thank you. Oh my gosh. For all the subscriptions. Oh my god. Hold on. Thank you to congratulations to Tech Gamer, Joe Mom, Neptix, Teen Samus, and Seda Nishi. You guys, welcome to the Metroid Crime universe. Thank you so much, Wintermute. It's actually nuts. I've hit 100 subscribers, and that's the first time I think that's happened to me. That's really neat. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you, everyone. Oh man. Hello, Mystica Killer. You got Titty Cat? Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Thank you, Wintermute. Oh my gosh. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris.
Hell yeah. Kitty cat.
So far, I've managed to prove two things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the Inner Temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. You were down to one titty lock. There's only one possible explanation for this apparent impossibility. There were two of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in two different places at the same time. Which means there must have been two of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris.
But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only one of me. It's impossible.
Impossible? I wonder. The way you're not trembling seems to suggest otherwise.
You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than one of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than one of me.
It's this, right? It's Delia Hawthorne. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps?
Ah.
That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne. A woman I know only too well.
I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer...
Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you, who was here at the temple of the night of the murder. It was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne.
But you just said yourself a second ago. My sister's dead. Have you forgotten that?
Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground of the Karain channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's a secret you've been trying to hide from me. Ah! She's so sad.
I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard I'd been spotted at the inner temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister. Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month.
Just as I suspected. Broke all the titty locks. Was I playing Justice for All the other night? No. Which one's Justice for All? Is that the second one? I played this. I'm playing this game. I'm playing like a chapter of this until the end. Don't mean to get titty cat and run, but I need to go have a good rest of the stream. Good night, Michael. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you got your titty cat finally. No, I played Justice for All a few months ago, and I took a little break between the second game and the third game. Just as I suspected. The iris that Sister Bikini saw at the Inner Temple the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because my sister always does the right thing.
Excuse me?
And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before, I can't do it again.
You betrayed her? What do you mean?
That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way.
What is she talking about?
You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago? That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her.
How did you betray her, Iris?
It was no coincidence the Eagle Mountains where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing.
What?
But I got scared, so I ran away.
What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father? That's awful.
But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money.
Huh?
It was revenge on our father.
Revenge? What do you mean by revenge?
He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell.
Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay.
Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the Fay family. The main family had a lot of influence in many businesses and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master.
What's the yellow ochre splatter on that scroll? It's gravy!
That's the reason our father remarried our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired. Because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Khura'in.
That would be Misty Fay, Maya's mother.
But before long, the credibility of the Khura'in tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Mystic Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there.
And that's when you came here to Hazakura Temple?
Yeah. The woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter. Valerie.
Am I gonna play all of the Ace Attorney games? I'm considering it. I have to find a good way to play Apollo Justice. And I guess all the other games are like 3DS and stuff. Right? So, I don't know. I would like to. Oh, you know what? There's iPad versions, I think, of all of them, too. It might be easier to hook that up. But yes, I am considering it. I'm going to be taking a break after I finish this one to play a different game, and then I'm probably going to go back into Ace Attorney eventually. But yeah. It's been a while since I've played Apollo Justice. I didn't like it the first time I played, but then I played all the other games after it, and I feel like I want to go back and play it again. Okay.
Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see.
Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice on Android, nice. I really liked... I know a lot of people don't like Dual Destinies, but I love Dual Destinies. DS stuff would be good. I have a good DS setup for my Mega Man stuff, nice. The holiday emotes apparently are sticking around forever. Is what I read today.
Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together.
I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fae clan. That's what it looks like. Apollo Justice was meh. Yeah, that's also what I thought when I played it. I'm interested to see what it's gonna be like now, replaying it. I just remember that game having a lot of panty jokes, and I was like, this is weird. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me.
What is it?
During the incident in which your sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, poisoned a lawyer, she began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student, have you heard anything about him?
Oh, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts.
I see. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome.
Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There's still much to investigate.
Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise.
Thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's psyche locks. Okay. Apple Phil. It's got so busy. Are you working? Are you at work? I hope that ghost is not limited time. I really like that one. Okay. Let's go break, psyche locks for Pearl. I should have enough evidence now to do this. Shit, where is she? There we go. Look at that, they really did make a fire right in front of the shack. Oh, Mr. Nick! You're too late, Nick. If you came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I like how symbolic the psycho lock on that gate is, yeah. The loser hut with Larry Butts. I think I've pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. Here we go. Take that. After dinner on the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Donham's room reading a book together, correct?
Yeah, I was so happy when she invited me. But I didn't go in the end.
You didn't go?
No, there was somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried, I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous.
So Pearls never went to Miss Donham's room? Because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? Right, the Inner Temple? You went here, didn't you, Pearls? Looks like she's still not gonna open up to me. This is where you went because you were so worried, right? Then the next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Now I'm gonna take a guess, and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay?
Yeah, you mean you know?
If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth?
Okay.
You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. IFA. It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was the special course. I signed up for your special course. Well, my, quite brave of you considering how cold it is. Young people can be so reckless with their health. Don't blame me if you become one with those you channel. Ho. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you?
Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the Inner Temple.
One psyche lock broken. Then we're clear now that you went to the Inner Temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the Inner Temple?
It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started, but there was so much snow, so I didn't get there until after 10.
Until after 10? How did you know what time it was?
Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out.
She heard the lights out bell? The Hazakura Temple's bell is pretty small, though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing.
I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible.
Ronan's snoring so loud. I have to wear earplugs. When I sleep. I'm a very light sleeper. She was trying to hear the bell? Tell me, Pearls. Why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh?
Oh,
I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of this. Where's this fucking evidence? Earplugs are not good for ears. Oops. You were given some instructions to follow that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper?
Where did you...
In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls, you were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell.
I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing.
These instructions that were found in the incinerator. Oops. I believe they were written for you, Pearls.
For me? No.
As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and their purpose for writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... Dahlia Hawthorne. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris whose Sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was?
No. I never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions.
I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. About the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls. Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel the spirit of someone you'd never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Pearls. I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother who asked you, that's why.
How did you...
I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. All right, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth.
Mr. Nick!
Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this.
Don't underestimate me, just because I'm a child.
Huh?
If you're trying to say I follow these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She'd say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I'll have to produce some more evidence. Then, one more thing should do it. All right, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you'd been given, but you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. I'm curious, hold on, what does this say that is talking about that? There, yeah, there it is. I couldn't remember the exact, it was gravely roast. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Ah! What? Why would I do something like that?
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fire of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast amongst others, right? Either a child or someone with a gravy obsession.
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Donham on the night of the murder?
Perhaps we can read some books together. Really? I'd love to. I'm not very good at reading. Well then, would you like to practice reading with me? Miss Elise, so for example, how do you read this? It says gravely. That's kind of a tough word.
Sure, Miss Donham taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sounded like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. Couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother had asked of me. Such a simple thing and I couldn't even do it right.
So, one of my favorite things in this game, leading up to this point, is showing that Pearl is illiterate. Like, it's been hinted at, like, throughout the entire series. Like, ever since Pearl appeared in the second game, they've been making references to the fact that she can't read. And I really like that that's how it culminates, because it's really fucked up.
After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple. With a pot full of the leftover gravy.
The gravy?
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the Master of Crane like it said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
Guest area?
Yeah, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why didn't you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started and I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris, too. It happens. Anyway. Then you found yourself trapped at the inner temple?
Yeah, and when I woke up, it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter into the incinerator and I heated up the leftover gravy and
let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried? It must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school, too. Don't equate something so trivial with her experience, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said, as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia's Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I've never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. I tried, and I tried, and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come flying through the sky for you. Whoosh! Just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit? Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Isn't there any other explanation as to why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell me what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Well, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken. Then that would mean on the night of the murder, someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yeah, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me...
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden.
Blaming me?
My mother's always nice to me. I love her very much.
Yeah, moms will do anything for their kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae clan, so it had to be good for her, too. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture with her letter, too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? Like Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother's watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be all right.
Oh, Pearls. Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? Huh. Who is that? Oh.
Finally figured it out, have you, Trite? You finally realized how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is.
Godot?
The entrance to the sacred cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop.
I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. Anime Cyclops.
But it's all a waste of time.
What? Why do you say that?
Because Maya Faye isn't coming back.
What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that?
It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Faye. Two sisters caught up in the worst circumstances.
I realize that, but...
You were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them.
But I didn't know anything about what was going on.
Huh. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself.
Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow, once and for all. And by tomorrow, he means Monday.
Mr. Nick? Is what that man just said true?
It'll be all right, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. It's better than that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come, for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time.
One of those stories where everyone's hands are dirty. Do they not have hand sanitizer? I don't think so. LaForge wants his visor back. Okay, so next part is part 4-1. There's 3 parts to this next trial. So we're gonna be playing, I believe this game will finish right before Christmas. 2, 3. Yeah, so if all goes to plan, I'll be starting the Resident Evil 2 remake on Christmas Day. Which I'm excited for.